Sophia Ramirez, a young immigrant in California, faced language barriers and poverty while dreaming of college. A librarian's kindness and her own determination turned her struggles into a scholarship, inspiring a journey of success and resilience. Hi everyone, welcome to Life Unveiled. Let's get started. Sophia Ramirez stood nervously at the front desk of the public library in Fresno, California, clutching a tattered Spanish-English dictionary. At 17, she was a senior at Roosevelt High School, a shy girl with dark hair and a quiet determination that often went unnoticed. Her family had moved to the US from Mexico 3 years earlier, in 2022, seeking a better life. But the transition had been brutal. Sophia's parents, Maria and Luis, worked long hours, her mum cleaning houses, her dad labouring at a nearby farm, barely earning enough to cover rent on their cramped apartment. Sophia shared a room with her two younger siblings, Elena and Mateo, sleeping on a mattress on the floor, the sound of their breathing a constant reminder of the responsibility she felt to help her family rise above their circumstances. School was a daily challenge for Sophia. She'd learned English quickly, but her accent and limited vocabulary made her self-conscious. Classmates often giggled when she mispronounced words, and teachers, though well-meaning, didn't always have time to give her the extra help she needed. Sophia dreamed of going to college. She wanted to be a teacher, to help kids like her who felt lost in a new language. But the path seemed impossible. Her family couldn't afford tutoring or test prep, and Sophia spent her evenings helping her mum cook dinner or watching her siblings while her parents worked late. College applications loomed, but she didn't even know where to start, her dream feeling like a distant star she could never reach. One afternoon, in the fall of 2024, Sophia slipped into the library after school, hoping to find a quiet place to study. She'd been struggling with her SAT prep, the reading section a maze of unfamiliar words. She sat at a corner table, her head in her hands, when a librarian approached her. Mrs. Evelyn Carter was a kind woman in her 60s, with silver hair and a gentle smile. "You look like you could use some help," she said, her voice soft. Sophia hesitated, her cheeks flushing, but she nodded, showing Mrs. Carter her SAT book. "I want to go to college," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "But my English, it's not good enough." Mrs. Carter's eyes softened. "Your English is better than you think, dear. Let's work on it together." Over the next few months, Mrs. Carter became Sophia's lifeline. She met with her every Tuesday and Thursday after school, helping her with vocabulary, reading comprehension, and essay writing. They'd sit at the same corner table, surrounded by stacks of books, Mrs. Carter patiently explaining words like metaphor and inference, using stories to make them stick. She gave Sophia books, simple ones at first, like Charlotte's Web, then more complex ones like The Giver, and encouraged her to read aloud, her accent smoothing out with practice. "You've got a beautiful voice," Mrs. Carter would say, her eyes crinkling with pride. Sophia started to believe her, the words on the page slowly becoming less of a mystery. But the road wasn't easy. Sophia's family struggled more than ever that year. Her dad injured his back at the farm, cutting their income in half. And her mum took on extra cleaning jobs, coming home exhausted, her hands rough from bleach. Sophia felt guilty for spending time at the library instead of helping at home. But her mum wouldn't hear of her quitting. "You're our future, mija," Maria said one night, her voice firm as she stirred a pot of beans on the stove. "You study. We'll be okay." Sophia nodded, tears in her eyes, and promised herself she'd make her parents proud. She started waking up at 5 a.m. to study before school, her siblings still asleep as she whispered vocabulary words under her breath, the dawn light creeping through the window. At school, Sophia's hard work began to pay off. Her English teacher, Ms. Harper, noticed her improvement, praising her essays in class. "You've got a real talent for writing, Sophia," she said, handing back a paper with a B+, the highest grade Sophia had ever gotten. But not everyone was supportive. A group of girls in her class, led by a popular senior named Ashley, mocked her accent during a group project, giggling as Sophia stumbled over the word analysis. Go back to where you came from, Ashley whispered, her voice sharp, and Sophia's face burned with shame. She wanted to disappear, but then she thought of Mrs. Carter's words. You belong here, Sophia, and held her head up, finishing the project on her own, earning an A while Ashley's group barely passed. Mrs. Carter didn't just help with English. When Sophia confessed she didn't know how to apply to college, the librarian brought in a stack of applications and scholarship forms, sitting with her to fill them out. You're going to college, Mrs. Carter said, her voice firm, and Sophia started to believe it. They worked on her SAT essays together, Sophia's writing growing stronger with each draft. Mrs. Carter also helped her apply for a national scholarship for immigrant students, encouraging her to write a personal statement about her journey. Sophia poured her heart into it, writing about her parents' sacrifices, her love for learning, and her dream of becoming a teacher to help kids like her. I want to show them they're enough, she wrote, her words raw and honest. In the spring of 2025, just a month before today's date, Sophia took the SAT, her hands trembling as she filled in the bubbles. The reading section was still hard, but the words didn't scare her as much anymore. When her scores came back, she'd improved by 200 points. Not perfect, but enough to qualify for the colleges she'd applied to. A week ago, a letter arrived from the Scholarship Foundation. Sophia opened it with shaky hands, her mom and siblings gathered around their small kitchen table. Dear Sophia, the letter read, we are pleased to award you a full-ride scholarship to the University of California, Davis, for your outstanding academic potential and inspiring journey. Sophia's eyes filled with tears as she read the words aloud, her mum pulling her into a tight hug, sobbing with pride. Elena and Matteo cheered, jumping around the kitchen, the tiny apartment filled with a joy it hadn't known in years. Sophia graduated high school this month, her family in the audience clapping louder than anyone as she walked across the stage. Mrs. Carter was there too, her eyes shining with pride, a bouquet of flowers in her hands for Sophia. I knew you could do it, she said, hugging her tightly. Sophia smiled, her heart full. I couldn't have done it without you, she said, her voice steady, her accent a badge of her journey, not a source of shame. Sophia is set to start at UC Davis this fall, majoring in education. She's moved into a dorm, her room small but bright, with a desk where she keeps her Spanish-English dictionary, a reminder of how far she's come. College will be challenging, new words, new people, new expectations, but Sophia is ready to face it with a confidence she's never had before. She's joined a club for first-generation students, already sharing her journey with others who feel out of place, her voice steady as she tells them, you belong here. She's also planning to start a tutoring program for immigrant kids in Davis, teaching them English the way Mrs. Carter taught her patience endless as she helps them sound out words, their smiles lighting up her days. Sophia keeps in touch with Mrs. Carter, sending her letters from college, each one filled with gratitude. She also sends money home when she can, easing her parents' burden, and calls her siblings every week, helping Matteo with his math homework over the phone, her laughter mixing with his. As she begins her college journey, Sophia's grades are strong, her dream of becoming a teacher closer than ever. She's turned her struggles into a strength, proving that language barriers and poverty can't stop her, not when she has people who believe in her and a heart that refuses to give up. Sophia's journey has become a beacon for immigrant students in Fresno, a testament to the power of perseverance and kindness. She's on her way to becoming a teacher who will inspire countless kids to chase their dreams. Her path a reminder that even the hardest challenges can lead to the brightest futures, especially with someone to guide you.
If you enjoyed the story, drop a like and subscribe for more tales like this. Hit the bell, and we'll catch you in the next one.